How's it going, guys? Trader Neil here, back at you with the crypto video. So today, it is the day of the White House Crypto Summit, so I wanted to get on here and talk price action with you guys, talk news, and let you know what I think of what's going to happen at the summit today. But before I get started, I would very much appreciate it if you guys like this video and subscribe to my channel here at Trader Neil. Of course, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. More than 50% of you guys aren't subscribed that are watching this video. So if you guys subscribe, maybe I'll give you a piece of candy. We'll see. We'll see. Or maybe I'll give you a banger trade. That's very possible too. So keep that in mind. All right, guys. And then one last thing. If you guys like any of the coins, tokens that I'm looking at today that you want to essentially find my trades with TP, stop losses, entries for any of these for spot and leverage, I give all of those in the Unity Academy and Champs Only Discord here. And I will be having a free option for my Discord coming up. It is going to be a partnership with Top Tier Signals, and you guys will be able to get some special deets there coming up. So keep an eye out. I'll be announcing that on my next video. And then if you guys want to trade any of these coins with me, you guys will be able to on Femex or Blowfin. If you sign up to Femex, you can get up to 8,800 bucks in welcome rewards using the link in the link tree below. And you guys can trade using these exchanges anywhere in the world. No KYC required, and especially on these two, no VPNs either, which is pretty nice. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, let's get to charting. Let's go. Alright, guys, so before we start looking at the charts, let's just go ahead and look at the crypto bubbles today. So as you guys can see on the bubbles here, interestingly enough, big movers to the downside are ADA and XRP. To me, this is really interesting. The reason why we're seeing that is because even just 10 minutes ago, the crypto czar David Sachs announced that the reason the digital reserve stockpile Trump announced on Sunday included things like Solana, ADA, and XRP is because they were the top 5 cryptos by market cap, which makes me think and makes others think like, oh, these two assets here, especially, maybe not Sol as much because Sol is more established, but there was a lot of pushback on ADA and XRP because of what they are, because a lot of people consider them to be like shit coins, you know? And so I think as a result, people seeing that news, they were like, okay, maybe that creates an issue where ADA and XRP aren't as established as some expected. And so I think that's why they're dumping more today, because they're not as bullish. The news of a digital stockpile, including these, isn't as bullish as people thought. And then a couple things, too, that have come out. The White House Summit today, it looks like there are already reports out there that says there are not going to be any news regarding no capital gains tax exceptions. So anyone that was hoping the summit today would, like, Trump would announce or sign an executive order saying, like, if you're buying American crypto assets, you aren't going to be getting hit with capital gains tax, etc., etc. People were hoping for that. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. So that's one thing. But one thing that is confirmed to have happened is that the strategic Bitcoin reserve and U.S. digital assets stockpile has been signed into effect by Trump's executive order. And so specifically, guys, when it comes to the strategic Bitcoin reserve, it is said in this executive order specifically that the U.S. government is going to create a digital Bitcoin reserve using seized assets from things like Silk Road, etc., or from, hacks that the FBI have gotten their Bitcoin back, that sort of thing. They're not going to be necessarily buying very much, if any, Bitcoin out there. And then the U.S. digital stockpile, they've also announced that things like XRP, Sol, ADA, really any cryptos that they're going to add to that stockpile aren't going to be, caught. They're not going to be taxpayer funded. So anything in these stockpiles, guys, taxpayers in the U.S. will not be, at the moment, use to be able to fund them. It's pretty much what the government already has, and so what this guarantees in a way is that any cryptos the government has at this point they're going to keep and use in these stockpiles rather than sell. So that's good news in a way. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and look at some charts. Bitcoin here on the Binance chart. Right now we're in a choppy period, guys. I do think that overall for BTC, it's very likely that this period continues for me, and I do think that we see a continuation of sideways price action for now. You know, looking at this chart right now, it does look like Bitcoin is going to come down a little lower. On the 4 hour, it is pretty clear to me that we have this sort of symmetrical triangle pattern. So taking a pull from the highs, and I've already got the pull from the lows. It does look like these highs on Bitcoin are yet to be even tested. And so at this point, with this last push up being rejected on this wick, I do think we start to see price action come down even further. Would not even be surprised to see it come down lower than yesterday's wick low. And this 4 hour order block is a place that I'm looking to potentially take a trade. And if there is a pump specifically maybe around the event time, I would actually be looking for a short up here at 94K to 95K. So these are some areas I'm looking for on BTC specifically. Keep that in mind. All right, so I wanted to give you guys at least a couple plays that I'm looking at actively for free. The rest of these I do have plays on, but if you guys want to see what trades that I'm going to be taking on things like Ethereum, etc., I actually even gave my Discords an Ethereum long down here at around 2160, and it already hit TP1 and 2 this morning. So if you guys, like I mentioned earlier, if you guys want to be able to see those trades and to be able to actively profit on a day-by-day basis, I give to these groups, guys, I give literally like 35 to 45 trades every month. And if you guys want to join them, you know, you'll make your money back pretty quick. I can almost guarantee it. So definitely check Champs Only and Unity Academy out in the link tree in the Discord below. Anyways, though, guys, looking at Ethereum here, this rejection that I'm seeing at this 2260 level, I still think that Ethereum is in a choppy zone, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, guys. I do think that Ethereum gets a push up again. Now that what I see higher highs, and then I potentially see a lower time frame higher high here compared to this high. And so I think this is an accumulation pattern in a way, but what this tells me is one more spike down would not surprise me. I think a spike down into this value area low and bottom of this 4 hour order block is very possible, and I would be looking for a move at least down to this level here at 2091. And honestly, now that this 4 hour candle, if it doesn't fix itself, it's going to create a potential 4 hour bearish order block here right at the point of control. So that's going to be a local resistance that needs to be flipped for Ethereum. So instead of trying to take a trade here with these stacked resistances to the long side, I would be trying to snipe for longs lower down here. All right, guys. So we're going to take a look at a couple of different coins now that I think are going to be relevant coming up. Of course, Solana is one we always look at all the time, but the three afterwards are ones that Trump's World Liberty Fi Reserve company that he owns. They actually are accumulating these tokens on the ETH blockchain. And so besides Solana, we'll look at these other ones. I think you guys will be excited to see what I think of them, because I do think their relevancy will be coming up. I mean, Trump's team is buying these tokens, so I do think they are something to look at, because in my opinion, they wouldn't be buying them if they didn't have potential bullish narratives coming up. Before we get to those, let's take a look at Solana here. So for Solana, guys, I am looking for a potential short opportunity up here at these highs between 172 and 179. I do think Solana is a coin that, you know, it has done well over this bull run, of course, guys. But my issue with it is I think until this level, this Sunday pivot that I am looking to take the short at, until you flip that back into support, you can't even retest this upper range of price action here. The lows of this range are sitting at 180, and then maybe you could talk about moves to 220, 267 after that. But until you flip 180 here, guys, you cannot be looking for a lot higher on Solana. Really, you're going to be looking for this range, this choppy range, to be what's more so being played out. And so as a result, you got to be looking for, in my opinion, the easiest way for trades are to be looking at extremes for price action in both ways. So to the highs around 180, or potentially to the lows back here at 127. And then if I were to be taking longs, shorts, up here are the shorts, down here are the longs, I would not be necessarily trying to diddle in the middle. I've been starting to say that saying a lot more, and a couple of my friends are like, what the hell does that mean? I'm like, yo, it's just a trading thing, you wouldn't understand, bro. Also, you've got this demand line here on Sol, so if you guys are looking to scalp, I'd be taking a look at that line for a reaction too, so keep that in mind. All right, and so here are some of the coins that I talked about a little bit earlier. These are some of the ones that Trump is actively buying for his World Liberty Fi. And ENA is one of the coins that I've actually given to those Discord servers as a spot call down here at 3.8, so we're about 15% up already. But the reason that I was so interested in this coin, guys, is if you look at the divergence buildup on this, it is absolutely insane. And so here on ENA, you saw a bottom on the RSI here on Wednesday, the 19th of February. On the daily RSI. I'm not even talking about lower time frame RSI. This is just the daily. And ever since then, you put in 1, 2, 3 drives of RSI divergence. 1, 2, 3 here. And so seeing the divergences build up here make me really a lot more comfortable in trying to take long trades here, especially now that you hit this higher time frame 886 to the T here now, guys. Like, as you can see, this 886 is coming in right at this 3.2 level. And so could this have one more spike down before the real move up? Of course. I wouldn't be super surprised to see that. But when I see this coiled up price action at a higher time frame support and resistance level, I'm going to be anticipating a bounce. At least a bounce to retest the top side of this divergence range. And even if from current price action we get that tap, that is another 30% up from here. So ENA is one that I definitely have on my radar. It's one that I'm currently buying spot in. One that we've bought spot in 15% lower. And if we do get pullbacks, as long as you hold this divergence structure and, don't shit the bed, per se, I do think this continues to form divergence before a nice pop to the upside. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, another coin that Trump's World Liberty Fi is accumulating and currently holding is Ondo here. So here's my thing on Ondo. I can see very clearly that Ondo got rejected harshly by this daily level here, and it's down 18%. And so I think the short opportunity has played out here on Ondo. If we are to hold, though, this like daily range that I see a daily order block here on Ondo that you're already starting to look like you're getting a bounce off of. So I'm seeing that now. Overall, here in Ondo, I feel like there's a strong possibility this still comes down to this 886 area. This is also a very large daily support and resistance region. We had a lot of value built up here in the past. If I pull a volume profile, you guys will be able to see that too. You've got your point of control, value area low, all within this area. And so to me, if you do get a spike down into this buy zone on Ondo, this is exactly where I'd be looking to pick up some more spot. And then one more coin that I want to be looking at with you guys. Actually, two more. ADA and one more I'll talk about in a second. So ADA here, it's not a coin that I usually talk about, guys, but it has been a lot stronger than a lot of other alts in this market as of recent. And so I'm not going to fade that strength. And as a result, I see a pretty interesting trade coming up. I would definitely keep an eye on this wick low here on ADA at 765 or so, because I do think you could get a nice reaction from there for a potential scalp long at the very least. It has been regarded as support in the past too in this zone. Anywhere from this level here, this area here on the 20th of December to the support zone that was put in at the beginning of February, ADA was regarding this level as support. So it's something that I would definitely keep an eye on. If that area doesn't hold, guys, then I see another potential trade here. Take my harmonic, something like this, and then I'd be looking at least at like the 786 for a potential trade. And so keep that area in mind. You've also, that's where you've got some value built up too on the chart. So keep an eye there for, you know, the 786 around like 0.7 down to 0.68 on ADA. And then here's a coin that I haven't looked at with you guys before, that I don't look at very often either, because it's not one that's like on my repertoire very much, but it is one that Trump's Liberty Fi is still accumulating, and that is Move here. And so Move is a coin that I don't know a whole lot about, I will not lie to you guys, but I see a higher time frame falling wedge here that I have a pretty good inkling breaks to the upside at some point. If you do see a breakout here, by the way, just your measure and move here, the falling wedge, if I place it here at the end, you got a pretty sizable move potentially coming up. This would be a 194% move. And so could this play out? Of course, I think it could play out. Will it play out? I have no idea. You've got some potential 4-hour bearish divergence on the RSI, FYI, and so this might come down, maybe put in another base somewhere down here is where I'd be looking, around like 415 or so, before maybe the real move. That could be like very reasonable. So definitely keep that area in mind, because if we do have a larger pullback in the market because of the event today, this is one of the ones I'd want to accumulate, because if you get a potential move out of this pattern, it could be pretty amazing. And so I just wanted to bring your guys' attention to these coins that I'm looking at. We do have, like I said, the Crypto White House event coming up later today. So in the spirit of that, I would love for you guys in the comments section below to comment White House. That would be pretty sick. And if you guys have any, you know, comments, any like opinions on this video, or if you want me to look at any specific coins for my next video, definitely comment the coins you're interested in, and I'll do my best to take a look at them for sure. And then honestly, guys, that's all I got for today. I would very much appreciate it, like I said, if you guys could like and subscribe, and of course hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. This is Trader Neil signing out, and I'll catch you guys for another video very soon. Have a great weekend, guys. Peace.